All right, okay, guys. You guys are welcome to the part 7 of this introduction to JavaScript. Like we said, this time around, we created a variable called temperature, and we assigned 25 to this variable. So here we are. Sorry, I'm having cough. So here we are calling the variable temperature, and we are asking now that's using the if statement to check and see. Okay, now we're asking if the variable, because initially, like by default now, our variable temperature is holding 25 and is a temperature like we've called it, and we said this 25 should be our normal day. And now if this temperature is greater than 25, which is now we are not checking if it's up to 30. Okay, that is to say 30 is greater than 25. So we're not checking that if it is 30, we want to say, wow, this is a hot day. Okay, that's what we are trying to do there. So that's what we want to do. So we want to check that if this temperature is greater than 25, which is if it is greater than 30, we not want to console log something like this. And we want to say it is a hot day. Okay, sorry, it is a hot day. All right, so that is what we want to do. We just want to say it's a hot day. Okay, so we need to go to the bottom and just use our else if. Okay, so this else if will take another argument, and we want to check again that this part we just open two parentheses like this, right? Okay, so we just say inside this place, we don't want to check now again. We want to check this temperature again. If this temperature this time around is less than this our normal day, which is 25, that's to say the day is now getting colder. Okay, because our normal day we assume is 25. Anything that will be higher than it is hot. Anything that will be lower than it is cold. So now we have 20 here. So basically it is code. So we want to say, wow, it is, we just use the console.log because console.log itself is what we use to display something to the console, to the screen or whatever we want to call it. The board is actually called console, okay? So we want to display something to the console and using the console.log to do that. So what we want to do, we want to say it is, let's just say, it is a timid, or let's just say it is a pleasant day. Okay, not too bad. So just a bit. So it is a pleasant day, and full stop. Okay, but if we have something kind of not either uh, higher than this or kind of lower than this, too much like that. So basically, we'll use the S and just say console.log. Okay, so this time around, it is if we don't get something lower than this or get something higher than this, something like that, which is this two value that you're seeing there. So we just want to say something. We just want to say like, okay, it is a code day. Okay, it is a code day. Okay, so basically, what we are doing here that if anything will be greater than 30, like from 30 upwards, it is a hot day. And from 20, anything below 20, anything below 20 will be a cold day. So we have assumed that anything greater than 30 is called hot. Anything a bit between the 25 and the 20 is called normal day, right? Then anything lesser than this 20 would be a very cold day. Okay, that is the S. That's what we are saying. Okay, anything less than that, we'll call it a very cold day. Okay, so basically, uh, that is what we kind of want. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about now. Okay, we want to talk about switch cases. Okay, we want to talk about switch cases, and okay, so what is switch cases then? Switch cases is kind of like you having multiple conditional statements like that, right? So basically, that is what we want to use, and that is just the brief explanation of that switch cases itself. So let me go to this bottom since we're done with the control flow. So I just put here switch cases, or sorry, switch statement. Let me put it this way, okay? So, like I said, is a statement for multiple conditions. Okay. So here we just want to say something, and let me comment these guys out and go to the bottom a bit. right, so what we want to do this at this point, we want to create a variable. Let's say call this variable day, and let's specify today's okay, today's past already, so let's just say Monday. Okay, so we have assigned Monday to the day variable that we just created here. Okay, so let's use this switch inbuilt function in JavaScript. Okay, so let's say day. Okay, we are giving this switch function the day variable that we just created here, right? So let's give it some case. So we still use the case, also the case function. Okay, so let's say this case we want to say okay Monday. Okay, then if it's Monday, then we should do just one thing. So we just say console.log. Okay, let's say it is the start of the week, because Monday basically is the very start of the week, right? So we can just say it's the start of the week, right? Full stop. So that's what we want. Okay, so basically, uh, if we've got that, then, or if that is not the case, let's break. Okay, so we just break. If that's not the case, if it is not Monday, then we should break. Okay, then we use the same case again, so because we're trying to use switch case here, so we're trying to switch between days. Okay, like the days of the week. Okay, so this one, I want to call this one Friday. Okay, and we want to do something here. Okay, so we have already break the statement there, and let's try to use the switch case to check again and see if it's not, if it's like otherwise switch to Friday, and let's say uh we just give it a an output like just a normal output, like let's just say TGIF. Okay, okay, so sorry for that. Yeah, so basically the last thing we want to do again, we would like to break again, break the statement here and do the last thing, which is we just give it a default. Okay, so the default, we print something to the screen, and we just call this one console thought log. Okay, so we'll log this output, and we just say it's a regular day, since it's between the Monday and the Fridays. Okay, so we just call this one it is a normal day. Okay, it is a regular day. Okay, that's just what we want. Okay, so we just put our semicolon. Always don't forget to do that. Okay, so that is what we kind of want. So there's an error at the top, which is our curly brace. We are omitting one here, so don't forget to check your code very well and complete it so you don't have errors in your code. Okay, yeah, so basically the switch case that you see there is a statement, okay, like an alternative for the if statement. Okay, when you check, when you use the if statement, because the if statement is what you use to check, and you use to iterate over your function, your code. Okay, so now what it does this time around, this switch case, like I said, is just like an alternative for the if and the if conditions. And when there are kind of like multiple cases to, to check, like so many cases to consider, so that is when you use the switch case. Okay, so yeah, we want to create some kind of like a loop. Okay, so we want to iterate over through this code. We want to learn how to use the loop again, because we talked about the while and the for loop the other time, right? So we want to create a little example again, like a recap of what we might have done the other time. Okay, so yeah, so this time around we will just comment these guys out like this, and or let me just highlight everything and leave everything the way it is. So I'm just going to leave everything and create a new file, and I'll call the file, let's just say file.js, and I've told you how to use this code. Okay, in your screen, and take for instance, before I jump in, let me say uh, exclamation mark and bring the boilerplate. We can just give this title as learning JavaScript, like JS, and we want to put something to the screen. Let's use H2 to print it. Let's say hello world. Okay, hello world. So let's go live and see how it will be on the screen. Okay, so here's the browser. This is the browser. Sorry, there's the browser. So we got this. So basically, it should run on the screen. As you can see, we have hello world on the screen there. Okay, so now let me show you one thing you want to do. Like at this bottom here, we want to bring out this file .js. Okay, so we'll use the script elements to do that. Okay, so the script element itself has an attribute called source. Okay, and this source specifies where this file is. Okay, so basically we use the absolute part, which is the dot slash, and you can see the JavaScript here. Click on it and you can see the file.js. So this is it. So we just want to use want to just display something to confirm that it is working. So we can just use the alert. Okay, the alert is a function in JavaScript. We can say it works. Okay, so basically you can see, let's refresh, and you can see it, you can see what is showing on the screen. It works, right? So basically, yeah, this is what you would kind of want to do. So you see it is working in our JavaScript, in our HTML, because we were able to link it properly using the script tag. I just wanted to confirm to show you that it is actually working. The JavaScript is actually working in the browser. Okay, so that is what I just want to figure out for you guys. So like I said, we want to create a loop and a the for loop and the while loop. Okay, so I'll just comment this guys out, and I've already showed you how to link the JavaScript and your CSS to your HTML. So if you don't really know how, just go back to the videos and we'll watch it all over. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and create the for loop. So let's say for, okay, this is a loop. So let's say let's I, okay, let I be equal to 0. So first of all, give it a default value of 0. So let's say I again is kind of less than 10. All right, so we want to iterate the like increment the I. So we'll just say I plus plus. Yeah, but there's still another way you can actually do it. You can actually assign this I and just do it outside the code, something like this. Let me just show you. You can just do it something like, let me just show you what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'll take out this from this place and I can just say, um, but before I do that, I will just want to show you the difference between this I plus plus and saying I is plus equal to 1. Okay, so these two things does the two guys here does the same thing, right? So you're trying to add a value to it like this and it's still incrementing it plus 1 like this. Okay, so two of them does the same thing. Okay, so you should not mistake the two of them as maybe thinking that it is a different thing. Okay, so that's what I just want to point out for you guys to, you know, for you guys to understand. Okay, so let's go ahead and just console log some content to the screen and just say, let's say iteration of I. Okay, so let's say iteration of I, and let's give it the iteration, let's say outside this, the double quotes, outside the double quotes, we just want to iterate it and just say I plus 1. Okay, so basically we want to get something like this. So let's first of all run this code and see what we get. So let's say this time around, not script but file.js. Let's hit enter. We got some errors there. Let me see what's happening there. Let's scroll down a bit, and okay, iteration of I is not a function. Okay, okay. So basically, let's bring clear the screen and let's check our code very well. Close this guy and check it. Okay, okay. So basically, there was not too much errors there, but let me see. I'm just wondering where the error is coming from. The code looks so correct, and yeah, It looks very correct. So I was just wondering where that error is coming from. So I console logged it and we gave some iterations like that. So basically it's supposed to run successfully. So let me try to run it again. So first of all, clear the screen. So JavaScript slash file.js. So let me check. Okay, file.js. So yeah, this is what we're supposed to get. Let me run it again and see. We still got the same errors. It's not a function. Iteration I plus is not a function. Okay, basically, let me see. Okay, so I would I would not let I would like I wanted to maybe let me just say if you guys can figure out where the issue is coming from, but basically uh I would solve it out myself. Okay, so let's start from the top and see what is going on in this code. Okay, so yeah, we initially said that this is a for loop, right? There's a for loop. Okay, so basically the for is the keyword to loop through your code. Okay, so this first line here, what we did, we say let I, like kind of give it a default value of 0. Okay, so let's say the I is kind of less than 10. That is to say, when we check that until I is less than 10, we should be incrementing the I. Okay, so that is to say I will be like 1, 2, 3 till it gets to 10. Okay, so that is what we're trying to do there. So the next line that you're seeing there is like we're trying to console log this output to the screen. Okay, so we said iteration of this. So that is to say we'll be getting iteration of I is this, iteration of I is this. Okay, so the last thing we needed to do, we needed to add this variable, or sorry, this output together with this iteration that you're seeing there, right? So I just want you to see why we are getting this error and clearing it. I wanted to give you guys as an assignment, but yeah, I'm gonna do it myself so that you can get the big picture of what's of or why we are getting that error. So is because we kind of did not add this output that we'll be getting to this iteration that you're seeing here, this string that we're printing to the screen. Okay, this is the value itself that we actually wanted. So what we needed to do, we just needed to pass in that plus concatenation symbol to add this value to it. Okay, so let me just clear the screen and run it again and see what will happen. So now you can see at the bottom, we got iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, until we got to 10. Then the statement gets broken down. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. And don't forget to always, whenever you're concatenating, always remember to add your plus, else you're gonna get these plenty errors that I just got here, right? And understand that this is the pattern or the logic to create a loop like what you just saw here now. Okay, so with that being said, let me create the last loop, which is the while loop. And what we're just gonna do, just gonna comment these guys out, and yeah, so this one around is called the while, all right, while loop. So let's create, let's create a function or a variable. Let's call this one count. Okay, let's call this one count, and let's give it a value of 0. All right, so now we use the while to just check, see why this count, okay, why this count is kind of less than, let's just say 5. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's console something to the screen. Let's console the log, and let's just say uh, counting. Okay, let's say counting. All right, so we just want to say counting, and what we need to do, we want to iterate till we get this 5, then we should break. That is to say we're getting 1 to 4. Okay, that is what we want. So when you get to 5, we should break, because we say till it is less than 5, let's we let us get this output. Okay, so we just want to concatenate this variable that is holding this default 0. Okay, so say till it gets to 5, let's do this. Okay, so now what we need to do, we want to increment it so that it can actually be increasing in number. Okay, so we'll not call the count, and we'll just pass in the plus plus. Okay, Like I told you, there's a plus and equal to, and there's a plus. Okay, so let's try this and see what we will get. Okay, so let's hit enter and see. Oh, we got another error again. Oh, so what could be the error this time around? Now, you guys, is another quiz and like a problem. We call it problem, and we need to solve the problem. Okay, so let's walk through the code again and let's see where the issue is coming from. You can notice that we created a variable called counts and we assigned a value to it. And this time around, we had a typo error because we supposed to make sure whatever thing, whatever value we have created or variable that we've created, the same variable should be what we're going to be using all through the code. So if we want to use count, we make sure we use count. If we want to use the s, we can just do that. So basically, we might just want to remove the s from here, and boom, that is all. Because we said in this place that since count, until count is less than 5, we should be printing something to the screen, and that is what we did here. And we concatenate this variable that is holding this 0, and we incremented it here on the screen. Okay, so all we need to do, we just need to run it again, and you see it started with 0, which is the default value, and before it get to 5, it break. So the program terminated, and we got our output like that, counting 0 to 4. So when you get to 5, it will break. So let's try another thing. Let's comment this guy out and just try something else. Like I explained to you the other time, instead of you to use plus plus, you can just say count is plus or equal to 1. That's all. So let's see if we'll get the same output. So let's run it again and see. Okay, wow, that is cool. You can see we got the same output. Okay, the same output, and there is no difference between the two output that we saw here. So it is either you want to use the plus plus, or you can use the plus or equal to 1. All right, so this plus plus, see, it saves a lot of code. You can see the plenty code I wrote here, but we just use plus plus and we got the same output. So it is recommended to do or use the one that benefits you, the one you like, the one you prefer. Okay, yeah. So that being said, I think yeah, this is what we have for now, and yeah, this is all we're going to talk for today. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and by tomorrow we're going to talk about just a few things. I think continuation of the same topic. We're going to talk about the same topic till on the 31st. Yeah, we're going to talk about this and recursively talking about this, and making sure you guys understand this topic very well. Okay, so until then, see you guys and take care. And this source code, before I'll do, let me just push it to my GitHub so that I'll share the link to you guys. So all we need to do, I'll just need to do git add. First of all, I'll go back to see the dots, and I should be in my JavaScript folder. So I'll say git add dot and git commit. Okay, so I'll just say JavaScript tutorial for today, for 12, or let me say 28. Okay, today is 28. Okay, 28 slash slash let me just say 12 slash 2023. Hit enter and good. So I just do git push, that's all. Right, so yeah, let's see. And cool, that was nice. So let's go to our GitHub and see where the changes is coming from. So let's go to GitHub. Let's expand the browser and hit github.com, and it should be displayed in a matter of some seconds. And let's click on this icon here to open our repositories. You see your repositories, you click on it and you get your repositories displayed. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to just click on these repositories, and basically this is what you can see updated now, right? So I basically want to click on these repositories and um, click on, supposed to find something like JavaScript. Yeah, this is it. So you can see the commit message that I added, and today we've got some cool things that we talked about, which is the function declaration, function expression, control flow, and the switch statement, right? So that's what we talked about. So if you should come here, you basically would get all the things that we just did. So I hope to see you guys in the next tutorial. I'll share the link. copy this link and share to you guys so that you can check out all of this content and be able to use this code the same way that I did. Okay, we have all the content and everything there. So see you in the next video. The reason why the other folders were not pushed to the GitHub is simply because they are empty. Okay, they are empty. That is why you see it was not pushed to the GitHub. All right. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys and have a wonderful night rest today. Goodbye and take care.